Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just Red, where I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we did more job quests. Today we're gonna do even more job quests. Yeah! But I have hiccups. God, that Gearlot is worse than useless. Instead of helping with our inquiries, he spends all his time drinking and wenching. And now his indiscretion is about to get him and us into trouble. The gods see fit to bless him with a gift for song, but what does he do but use it to satisfy his base urges? Pray forgive me my outburst. Tis towards Gearlot and not you that I should be giving vent to my annoyance. Allow me to explain the situation. Apparently a maid told Gearlot that her sweetheart is fairer of voice than he. That was enough to throw him into a fit of jealousy, and he rushed out of the city seeking to settle matters with this sweetheart, who happens to be a knight. I'm sure you can appreciate how swiftly this could descend into disaster. We must stop Gearlot before he does something stupid and gets us banished from Mishgard. Please come with me to Falcon's Nest and talk some sense to the fool. The knight in question is currently on patrol. Upon learning of this, Gearlot continued north to the wilderness, into the wilderness to find him. I must add that the knight and his unit are late to return. Maybe simply a coincidence, or it may be our witless friend has done something we'll live to regret. Whichever it is, we had best go and see for certain. I shall look for Gearlot around Gorgon Mills. Pray focus your search on Twin Pools to the north and west. Look at these quests. There are not that many, actually. Comparatively to, yeah, these really aren't that many compared to what I ran into in, Endwalker. I only recently finished all the side quests in Endwalker, so... with my main character. Yes. Well, if it isn't Lynn, come to join the revelry, I shouldn't doubt. The situation here is under control, but there's plenty more fiends to go around. Why don't you try checking beyond the rock to the north? Bum, 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 bum. Oh my god! It's a yak! I'm gonna shoot that guy with a lot of arrows. There we go. Your sense of timing is superb, sister. Late enough to be stylish, but not too late to be useless. Lynn, what has happened? Gearlot did what? Why would he do such a dangerous thing? Sir Elimanane, I presume. I've got something here for you. A name day present from your sweetheart. From Abby. There's a message attached to it. It's well and good to do your duty, but you mustn't forget who you're fighting for. After all, you're about to have an extra mouth to feed. My Abby is with child? Oh, alone be praised. I'm to be a father. From this moment on, I must live not only for duty, but for my family. Rushing out of the city, joining the battle against fiends, it was all for the sake of delivering the present and message? Aye, something like that. At the tavern I heard tell of a knight who is versed in traditional songs. I went to his sweetheart to ask about him, but the poor lass was damn near inconsolable, the way she was pining for her dearest Elimanane. Elimanane, yeah. What was I to do but go and find the bloke? Although did you bring me the gladdest tidings of my life, in coming to our aid you most certainly saved it besides. Can never repay this debt, which shall not be for want of effort. Whatever it is you wish to know, I should be glad to assist you. We are searching for a legendary song said to hold the power to bring battles to an end. The Ballad of Oblivion it is called. Are you perchance familiar with it? I've heard rumors of a woman who sent soul into the heavens with a song. Perhaps this is the song you seek? I shall look into it and send word should I learn something. Gil, just because this ended well doesn't mean you're excused. You can't simply do whatever you please. Whatever I please, I was adapting to the situation. That happens to be sought after in a bard. An opportunity presented itself and I grabbed it with both hands. Insufferable man. Brazen though it was, his actions did save lives, so I shall overlook his lapse in judgment this once. I'll just return to Falcon's Nest. Let's not forget we are a fellowship. Members of a fellowship work together. Do you have an understanding? Fight not the flow of life's river, for you'll never arrive at the shoals. Give your body and soul to the waters, and Sanson the Stiff has no soul. Stop it, I'm trying to have a serious conversation. You know nothing, Sanson the Stiff. A bard must compose when inspiration takes him. I was trying to capture the virtue of tranquility, and you rudely interrupted me. What about you, my friend? Have recent happenings kindled a verse within your heart? You see, Lynn too was moved to compose a lovely little ditty. Yes, that was very beautiful, but I was talking about what it means to be a fellowship. We have much work to do, and I expect you to do your part, starting with our inquiries. I'm inquiring, aren't I? As I've already proven, there's plenty to be learned from the common folk. I'll leave you to deal with your own kind, the stuffy, highborn sort. We haven't yet heard from Sir Alamanane. Until such time as we do, I shall continue my own journey for information. As before, pray keep up your strength for the journey ahead. The power! As we learn the Wanderer's Minuet, song gauge is expanded. Singing the Wanderer's Minuet will display the gauge corresponding will display the actions corresponding song gauge, indicating the effect time remaining. If the repertoire effect is triggered while the Wanderer's Minuet is being sung, the action Pitch Perfect will become available. The potency of Pitch Perfect increases according to the number of repertoire stacks. Where do I even put this? Over here, I guess? Maybe F2? Why? I don't remember what I put over here. Anyway. Deals unaspected damage with a potency of 100 when you just cast it initially. Let me go and check some other stuff for a moment. Let's see. Can I see the special things? Pitch Perfect over here. Deliver an attack to the targets. Potency varies with number of repertoire stacks. So when you have all 3 repertoire stacks, you do a 360 potency attack, which is pretty dang good. So yeah. It's just like the 3rd song in a row. So the way that it would work right now, well, depending on which order, it doesn't really matter too much, but you will basically constantly have a song up. The other thing it does is increases crit rate by 2%. That is the little side effect. Now I'm thinking about it though, I didn't really check out to see if there were any other new skills for level 52. No, it's just Hake mentioned something. Hake and then more Japanese. Anyway, time for Machinist. Machines, machine men. Ah, there you are, Lynn. It would seem that that 'tis not only Joy, but her father as well who has vanished from the city. Set the stories out asking questions, but there are a few answers to be had. Rather than sit here on our hands whilst we wait for revelation, however, I would prefer we begin preparations for our engagement alongside House Mail. The Mails have been struggling to restore the township of Falcon's Nest, an enterprise that has been interrupted time and again by marauding Dravanians, whatever. The signs and a steady trickle of scouting reports suggest that the dragons are massing for a significant assault on the settlement. Its fortifications are not yet complete, and will be the aim of the Allied operation to defend these half-finished structures from the ravages of the Horde. I expect House Hailnard shall be positioned on the front lines of this conflict. Should we fight well, the dragons will be routed. Should we fight poorly, our reputation will suffer. From Lord Tattlegrinch's perspective, either result is a victory. For the future of machinistry, however, we cannot afford to fail. Thus have I focused my energies towards designing an attachment that will improve your chances of success. Now the problem, which I was hoping you might help me solve, is the acquisition of suitable components. The swiftest way to create new technology is by repurposing the old. To that end, I would have you infiltrate Castum Sentry and salvage a goodly number of War Machina parts. The Guardians may take a dim view of your efforts to liberate their supplies. Let's back to Ravenstone. Ah yes. I enjoy a good Guardian slaughter. Yeah, I should probably go and check my retainer too, actually. I also like how Lynn now has much more money than I have in game. Than my main character. I did some investing. Which resulted in a mass loss of money. Well, it's not really a loss since it's an investment, but... it's just gonna make my life easier when grinding certain things. These guys are beefy. Or it's more like these guys are actually, you know... I'm actually fighting these enemies on their level. As opposed to, being ridiculously over-leveled. I like how the dude's just looking, he's just like, yeah, this is fine. Yeah! Oh. Stone skin, huh? Oh, stone skin. May you rest in peace. Yoink. There we go. Oh yeah. Just probably go and grab the thing that I'm actually supposed to get. With Joy gone from the workshop, I have no one else to whom I can entrust such duties. It's no simple task, I know, but I must have those components. Complex-looking contraptions employed by the Guardian Empire to repair their Magitech machinery. Splendid! These parts will do much to speed the construction of my inventions. Now, funny Joy were to return to us. Despite Celestor's most earnest efforts, however, it would appear that his contacts in the Broom have elected to spurn his inquiries. I sense an unseen hand and a sizable purse behind a sudden rash of reticence. Mayhap if you were to ask about after the old hunter's disappearance instead, then the Broom's inhabitants would be forthcoming. Aye. A creaky old hunter, I hear he's got himself paying work, and saw his little girl get married on the same day. Husband's said to be the brother of some famous carpenter, and that he don't even need a job to get by. Oh, you mean the one whose daughter caught herself a husband in Falcon's Nest? Who's probably there with her, ain't he? A fellow hunter, that old hunter fellow. Thought he'd left to start a new job someplace else. He was always cursing how his old wounds kept him from practicing his trade, but I suppose he found himself something new. Were you able to wring any information from the Broom? A new job for him, and a new husband for his daughter in Falcon's Nest. They've been taking on a good number of labourers and such to help with the town's restoration. Even a half-crippled old hunter might find some kind of work for himself there. Yes, my perspectometer points unerringly to the west. We shall head to Falcon's Nest and seek out Joy and her father. Bum, bum, ba ba bum. Any sign of her? His lordship, what is he doing here? Joy, please, I ask only that you listen a moment. Will you and your husband not consider working for me in the manufactory? I can't do that, my lordship. I can't be a machinist no more. It's best for everyone if I leave that life behind. What do you mean, best for everyone? Is that what is best for you? All I want for me is a simple life, one that doesn't cause problems for those who show me such kindness. I'm glad we could talk one last time, my lordship. I'll be praying that you and your machinists get the recognition you deserve. I always thought Joy was happiest when she had the stock of her flintlock in hand. Should she now sacrifice that happiness for the satisfaction of others? Or is it that you never truly wished to be a machinist and merely suffered training at my insistence? By arming the commoners, 'twas my intention to place them on equal footing with the nobles who seek to rule them. But caught in the throes of self-righteous ambition, mayhap I have treated them no better. Seems his lordship is having himself a crisis of faith. Might be as you could lend him a sympathetic ear, eh? I'll join you back at the workshop in a bit. There's something I want to look into first. Alexandre. I've run my prospectometer through all possible permutations, but the result is always the same. We focus on preparations for the Allied operation. So we just give up on bringing joy back? Should we fail House to Mail, then the reputation we built at the tourney will crumble into dust. We would have to begin again, brick by painful brick. A moment, my lord. I lingered behind in Falcon's Nest to see if I could find Joy's father. He was nowhere to be found. Got a feeling something ain't right here. If Joy herself has no wish to be a machinist, then what more can we do? It's not my place to meddle in her affairs. Ah, I see how it is. I thought you're different from the modern nobles, but you're all the same. Only interested in helping commoners as long as they're doing your bidding. Well, I've had enough of taking orders. It's time I went my own way. My grand plans for the future of machinistry. Have they all been in vain? That is for you to judge. Do not underestimate your own That's the wrong voice. Do not underestimate your own contributions. Speaking of which, I promise to use those components you brought me to build a new weapon. If not else, we have certainly made advances in the field of machinistry. Such a tangible measure of progress cannot be ignored. Yes, my prospectometer was so overloaded with peripheral problems, I failed to see the practical evidence of our success. The path is steep and our steps are small, but that does not mean the destination is beyond us. I will ask much of you in the coming days, Lynn, and I shall see that you are the most well-equipped machinist in the short history of machinistry. As we learn a skill that I very much appreciate. Auto crossbow. What is auto crossbow? Well, it is your AoE version of Heat Blast. You can only use it while in hypercharge. I'm just going to read it. Delivers an attack with a potency of 140 to all enemies in a cone before you. The same amount of damage as your normal AoE. Can only be executed when firearm is overheated. This weapon skill does not share a recast timer with any other actions. Upon execution, the recast timer for this action will be applied to all other weapon skills and magic actions. So it basically has... it's similar to this, where it has a recast of 1.50 seconds. So you'll be able to use a lot more AoE attacks in a short amount of time. So I really enjoy it, because it makes it... Well, it just makes it so you can use... like your overheated against AoE targets. Anything else that I may have missed? Well, actually, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm level 52 as a machinist. Anyway. Ba, ba. Let us go to our black mage friends. Ah, Lynn, you come at a most opportune time. There's a task I would have you perform. In my search for the Book of Thal, I have drawn upon all my resources in the trading spheres. The tome has not appeared in the black market, nor has it found its way to a private location or collection. This tells us that the thief has made no effort to sell it. If we consider then the fact that he was able to open a magically sealed chest, we may safely assume that the suspect is a mage, and his interest in the tome is personal. However this individual came to know the existence of black magic, it seems plain he seeks to unlock the tome's secrets. To what end, it is too early to say, but at the very least, we now have a lead. There are scarce few who share our knowledge of black magic. Your three Beastman friends who were present when Master Kugaruka runnered up his last breath. It may be that the thief's identity is known to one of them. Begin your inquiries at Burgundy Falls, then. Find out if Kazakh Shah has had any suspicious visitors of late. It is very interesting to me that I sometimes still need to look at the map to know where I'm going. Even if I've traversed these areas so many times, and basically know the layout of most areas. I still have a tendency to do this, just always keep this up. Lynn, I am glad to see you again, my friend. What brings you here this day? That such tomes should exist. But to answer your question, I have been visited by a suspicious man, and very recently, though visited fails to capture the nature of our meeting. Not a while ago, a robed man appeared before me. Join me, he said, and together we shall master the dark arts. A dubious offer, which I naturally declined, but no sooner had the words left my mouth than he unleashed a barrage of spells at me. Though I could scarce believe it, I would swear that the spells he wielded were black magic. I warded off his attacks and countered with spells of my own, and he swiftly turned tail. All that happened but a short while ago. He cannot have gone far since then. If you mean to confront him, you would do well to exercise caution. Though he alone approached me, I felt the presence of another. What do you want? Wait, this aura. Yes, there's no mistake, you are a black mage, and you will lead me to him. Now, speak, or I will make you wish you had. I have no idea what you're talking about. Your confusion seems genuine. Perhaps you truly do not know. I fear there has been a misunderstanding. I am not the villain who attacked the Amalja, nor does it appear you are in league with him. I see you are disinclined to believe me. Well, the truth of my words is easily verified. Let us go to Burgundy Fall and see your friend together. I wish to have words with him at any time. Or at any rate. Why did I read that differently? There's a misunderstanding that I wish to clear up. We meet for the first time, and that fact alone should suffice to settle the matter. But for the sake of formality, pray answer this question. Am I the man who attacked you? No, you're not. You bear scant resemblance to the villain. Now that matter is behind us, allow me to introduce myself. I am Hero Zai Nelha of the Conjurers Guild in Gridania. The Satyr Council has sent me to find a man who wields black magic, the forbidden art of destruction. His trail led me to this area, where I chanced to witness him attacking your Malta friend. Alas, the villain beat a hasty retreat, and I lost sight of him in the confusion. He approached me shortly thereafter. You may not be connected to the man I seek, but you are a practitioner of the dark arts nonetheless. The aura is telltale, so don't even think to deny it. You must also answer to justice. The Book of Nalthal. Matron Preserve. It's not aware that such a terrible tome existed. This woman, Lalai, she may well know something useful. I will pay her a visit, and I expect you to be there as well. I take it you intend to continue searching for the mystery black mage? Though I doubt that his skill is a match for yours, he has proven himself unpredictable and dangerous both. Be sure to keep your wits about you. Also go to Daza and Dozol Melok and apprise them of the situation. For now, you would do well to return to Lilai. Lalai, not Lilai. Lilai sounds like a name of a freaking Nopon from Xenoblade. Thank Thal you have returned. This man, who I have never seen before, charged up there and started berating me for meddling with forbidden arts. He had the nerve to call me a fool. Thrice! Thrice. Aye, and I will say it again. You are a fool, but the worst fool of all was your master Kugaruka. It's because of him that these miscreants are running rampant. Let me start again. I know about the Book of Thal, and I know the people who took it. They call themselves the Defiant, and their sole objective is to master the art of destruction. The man I have been tasked with finding is their leader. Walleaf is his name, and he used to be a conjurer of still great fame. The man harbored a deep hunger for power, the power over those he had sworn to protect, in order to satisfy this craving. He began dabbling in the dark arts. Before long, however, his doings were made known to the guild, which summarily banished him. But as he left, he declared that one day he will show the world the true power of black magic. For years we heard naught of Waldeef. Some of us dared to hope that his words were but wind. Alas, he has returned, and this could only mean one thing. He's ready to make good on his promise. Gods preserve, are you certain of this? That it is Waldeef who has taken the throne? I'm afraid so. It is no coincidence that the tome went missing at the time juncture the man reappeared. Even now, he continues instructing his minions in black magic, and every day that passes, sees the cult grow into a bigger threat. If we are to move against them, we must do so now. I'd assumed that we were dealing with a lone mage, but it is an entire cult, as you say. I will need to reconsider my plans. Then, when you went about your investigation, I succeeded in deciphering a new spell in the Book of Knot. It should prove useful in the battles to come. I shall teach it to you forthwith. What? You mean to fight destruction with more destruction? This can only end in tragedy, I tell you. Listen to me, hearer. Waldeef and his cult may be a menace to the realm, but Lyn is nothing like them. Master Kukuruga himself entrusted her with his legacy. She will not misuse her power and cause carnage. On that you have my word. I cannot believe what I am hearing. Were the situation not so dire, I would bring you to justice without a moment's hesitation. Fortunately for you, a great threat looms over us all, and we must cooperate if disaster is to be averted. Your connections have proven useful before, and they may do so again. If you are not through them, I will thank you to send away a word. But know that I will not tolerate any interference in my investigation. Gods, what an irksome, ignorant, insufferable idiot, to think that we must cooperate with him. Heed not the mutterings of that stuck-up lout. We shall prepare for the gathering storm in our own way. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, the new spell, Ley Lines it is called, and it will be a potent addition to your arsenal. While you go about mastering it, I will make further inquiries on the situation at hand. If there are any developments, you will be the first to know. Ley Lines! Memes, memes, memes. Ley Lines is the meme. The Black Mage meme. So, what do Ley Lines do? Connect naturally occurring ley lines to create a circle of power, which, while standing within it, reduces spell cast time and recast time and auto attack delay by 15%. So it basically increases your cast time. However, this lasts for 30 seconds, which means once you put this thing down, this is your circle of power for 30 seconds. Leave the circle of power, you don't get the buff. Later on you get other abilities like this one over here between the lines, which allows you to teleport back to it. But at this current level, you don't. You need to put down your ley lines and make sure that you're going to be safe in that place for 30 seconds. That is like the optimal way of playing Black Mage. In the end, like, if there's other party members nearby, you can use stuff like ethereal manipulation to teleport out of your ley line a little bit later and then use between the lines to go back. But between the lines is level 62. So it's not something you will have in Heavensward. But in any case, this skill is just a meme. Because you put it down and like AoEs get dumped over there, or a tank pulls the boss towards you for some kind of a reason because they don't know how ley line works. Stuff like that. It is in any case known as one big old meme. Meme. Anything else other than ley lines? No. We will get Sharpcast though at some point. Which is something that I haven't really found a good use for either. Anyway. Time for this. Level 52 is Summon Out a Quest. Omae wa mou shindeiru. Nani? Back to everybody's favorite location, the Upkalu Falls. We fall! I hate this place with a burning passion. Even a full sprint doesn't get you there in time. Greetings, Sin. Since we last met, the arduous task of deciphering those time stones has occupied my every waking moment. I've made significant progress, but the cause of the ritual's failure yet eludes me. I'm somewhat heartened, however, by my discovery of a number of new incantations. In fact, there's one spell which I believe you could soon master with a minimum of Huh? Pray forgive my interruptions. Or my interruption. You are the leaders of the research effort on summoning magics, yes? I'm Captain Dancing Wolf of the Immortal Flames. It is fortunate that I find you together, as I have questions for you both. And what would the Immortal Flames want with us, Captain Wolf? Does Ulda's military have some vested interest in the activities of summoners? Just one summoner in particular, madam. We seek a man by the name of Tristan. Then you do know him. I've read reports that you had been in pursuit of our former soldier. But I always... that's the wrong person. Then you do know him. I've read reports that you had been in pursuit of our former soldier, but I always like to have confirmation on our intelligence. Immortal Flames has its own reasons for wanting Tristan found. If you have any idea of his whereabouts, then I must know what you know. So, Tristan matched his summoning magics against yours and was ultimately consumed in fire. And you are certain he perished? Have I given you reason to suspect otherwise? I do not doubt the veracity of your tale, but there has been an accident. Or an incident. A merchant caravan was recently attacked by a man who, by the description given, closely resembles Tristan in appearance. Since we allowed the crime of a former Immortal Flame to go unanswered, then the integrity of the entire organization would be called in question. I will find him, and see that justice is served. We looked on as Tristan was engulfed in flames, not remained. Not given a charred corpse. And we believe him utterly consumed. Could he have somehow survived that inferno? If he is alive, then we have unwittingly permitted the escape of a known pawn of the Paragons. Captain Wolf, you must allow us to accompany you on your investigation. Your combined expertise in the summoning arts is most welcome, Lady Ymithra. The attack occurred on one of the roads out of Camp Drybone. Join me at the settlement proper, so we can continue the search for witnesses. Now, I've been meaning to test something, actually. It's not going to work on... Actually, it's not even a spell, though. It's only... Yeah, the next spell. So, like, you cannot use it to insta-cast return. I was wondering if that was a thing that you could do. Just curious. Ymithra, Lynn, as we are now cooperating on this investigation, I see no reason not to trust you with some of its duties. Let's split up and find out what these merchants know. The attack out on the road. I hear the man who did it was swathed in a robe that was black as midnight. One of Ifrit's tempered, I should think. Aye, now that you mention it, they did just cart in the body of a merchant. Such things are hardly noteworthy around here, though. As such, I failed to take notice. Or to take notes. A friend of mine survived the assault, said he even caught a glimpse of the villain's twisted face. I'm certain he would tell you more if he had not left the camp the moment his injuries were bound. So we have one merchant left alive to tell the tale. According to my inquiries, our intrepid trader will likely be en route to Highbridge. We may yet catch him on the road if we are swift. Oh no! I heard a Malta war cries. Are you unhurt, sir? Yes, thank you. Aside from the injuries I sustained from the previous incident, I suppose. There's the caravan, and now this. Must Thal be so eager to usher me into his halls? It is concerning the assault on your caravan that we endeavor to seek you out, sir. Is there aught you can tell us of the attacker? Aye, I should be glad to see him brought to justice, though I did not see his face in any great detail, concealed as it was in the depths of a black cowl. I did glimpse a lock of silvery hair. By his stature, I marked him of Huron stock, and by his fiery servant, a hellspawn demon in disguise. Fiery servant. Thal's balls, that's the one. Where do you people find those things? The villain was in command of ffXIV then. Now we know the affinity Tristan has for primal flame. Aye, all the evidence points towards our man. Thank you for your cooperation, sir. You have been of great help to our investigation. I think nothing of it. Consider it poor recompense for my rescue at the hands of this gallant adventurer. I must report his developments to my superiors at the Hall of Flames. Pray join me in Ul'dah. There's more I would discuss with you. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. You know of Tristan's older brother, Kahedin? Both were soldiers in service to the Immortal Flames. Both were soldiers under my command. Our unit was one of many developed in the mission to destroy the Primal Ifrit, an operation that succeeded at a staggering cost. Those who were not incinerated were tempered, with Kahedin suffering the latter fate. As you well know, a Primal's power is fueled by the faith of its thralls, and the greatest mercy we can grant such unfortunate is a swift journey to Thal's hallowed halls. Tristan volunteered to enter the cursed existence of his own brother. He returned to Ul'dah with Kahedin's blood on his blade, and I watched helpless as the guilt slowly strangled the life in his eyes. No words of comfort could reach him, and when he at last quit the flames, he was a husk of the man he once was. Never did I imagine his grief-maddened mind would drive him to such desperate evils. Tristan was my soldier. It is my responsibility to stop him. Thanks to your aid, we have mounting proof that he is still out there. When we are ready, we shall make our move. We are content to follow your lead in this, Captain Wolf, and we should certainly be fully prepared if you are to meet the Dark Summoner in battle. To that end, Lyn, I will teach you one of the incantations I gleaned from those repositories of elegant wisdom. It is a spell of damaging magic, employed in combat by the Summoners of Eld. Let us call upon Captain Wolf again once you have mastered its use. It would not do to engage Tristan while stumbling over unfamiliar magics. As we learn Energy Siphon, which is an AoE version of Energy Drain. The punch of 100 to target and all enemies nearby, and it grants you your Ether Flow. And that's it. Anyway, let's see, is there anything else at level 52 that I should be aware of? No, just Energy Siphon, okay. And then traits, no other traits, nope. Okay. Alright, my friends, that is going to be it. Hope you enjoyed this episode of just us playing Final Fantasy XIV. And next episode we're going to go and deal with actual MSQ. Goodbye.